You don't really need to see me as much, but welcome everybody. My name is Kalita Salia. If you're new, this cycle, what I'm seeing in the stars is life is going to be picking up speed. Okay, things will be moving a little bit quickly. So, with what I cover, I look at the visible sky when I interpret my astrology. So some of the placements and things may be a little bit different to Western astrology because I just don't follow that. I yeah, I don't follow that. I feel astrology happens in the sky. We see the sun move, moon and stars moving right above our head. And for me, when I realized that mainstream Western astrology wasn't following the same thing that happens in the sky, I was like, that's a bit sus. They have a reason for whatever, 23 degrees ahead of time. But I just don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to what I can visibly see, and it makes a lot more sense to me. But anyway, welcome everybody. I just thought I'd say that I do have a calendar that is available in full alignment with the sky and the zodiac year. It starts in April 2025 and it finishes in March 2026. As you can see, there's digital and physical copies available, all in full alignment with the sky. There's 10% off. But anyway, let's get into it. The order of this video, we're going to look at the transits that's happening for this cycle from the 15th. Can you see on the board? From the 15th of June to the 21st of June. So we're starting from the day of the sun to Saturn's day, the first day to the 7th. And yeah, then we'll look at the moon transits, what's happening with the moon, our emotions, how our emotions are moving us. Then we're going to clarify with Zitara. So we're going to see, am I just chatting or does it align? It's always a theory, so we test the theory. And then after that, we'll come back to the present moment because the present moment is all that matters. All right, okay. So let's get started. Where are my pens? There's not much transits happening today, this cycle. There's not much transits happening at all. As you can see in the calendar, we have, where are we, from the 15th? From the 15th, not much is really happening, except we do have our summer solstice on the 21st when the sun is entering Gemini. So that's pretty much, except the moon transits, which we'll get into, that's pretty much the only transit that's happening this cycle. And this is why it's an amplification of your life is going to move that little bit faster, a little bit faster. So on the 21st, we have our sun entering into Gemini on the summer solstice. I don't know how to spell it properly and I've spelled it wrong. Solstice. Okay, so on the summer solstice, the sun enters Gemini. So what does this mean? The sun represents our ego. It's our egoic state. A lot of people oftentimes say, oh, don't listen to the ego. Don't, basically the ego is presented in a negative connotation. I have to plug in my phone to charge. The ego is often represented in a negative connotation, but it's not. The ego is basically the lens that you operate through in this whole reality. So it's how you operate, it's how you perceive and interact with the hologram around you. It's a necessary part of technology. For those who don't know, I do see astrology basically as technology. It's this highly advanced technology that runs in the sky machine right above our head. Okay. And it's basically just having that deeper knowing of this whole machinery that is above us. But basically, the sun technology allows us to interact with our hologram. It gives us our perception of what we want to interact with. It is how you naturally shine at the time, representing your ego based off of, because it is masculine, it is very out there. So ultimately, that is the sun and what it represents. So you'll be very much in this Gemini energy. during this cycle. And like I said, it's different to mainstream astrology. They would be saying it's already Gemini season. But if you're to look in the actual visible sky above your head, you will see that it's still in Taurus right now. So when you go outside and you see the sun is located in front of the Taurus star constellation, or behind, whatever your perspective is, but it's in the Taurus star constellation. However, on the 21st of June, when it's the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the sun will move into Gemini. Don't believe me, do not believe me, check for yourself and see for yourself. Okay? Don't believe me just like that. So, as I says, our ego will be perceiving reality through the lens of this Gemini energy on the summer solstice, where life will begin to pick up speed. So, Gemini is an air sign. It is fueled by Mercury, it's mercurial. So, that has a lot to do with energy exchange. Being that air sign element, that's where I notice life will begin to pick up speed anyway. Things will be moving quicker, but what exactly is going to be moving quicker? Mercury represents energy exchange from an umbrella term, as it fuels Gemini. Okay. So this is a lot about your thought process, how you communicate, um, even how your body communicates with itself if it's in any form of dis-ease, as well as um, monetary exchange as well. So what does this mean? Mercurial, being the fueler of your thoughts, so to say, being God's messenger, the one that passes back and forth from soul, source, back and forth to you, passing these messages on. Being an air sign, it's going to be quick messages. So when it transits into Gemini at the end of next cycle, or this cycle, yeah, at the end of next cycle, basically the 21st of June and beyond, and these things will slowly begin to come in as well. Pay attention to your thoughts. You may get a lot of thoughts coming up with fresh new ideas, and as we go into the moon transit, we'll synchronize it together on why that will be so. um you'll get a lot of thoughts, you would get a lot of communication coming in as well. This communication could be new, could be from new people or past people with new things. You will get a lot of ideas and possibly potentially that spark and flame to fuel those ideas. Capricorn, um what about Capricorn? What about it? Oh, mm. I will offer, if anyone wants it, like a free mini reading at the end of the video, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok, is up to you. So yeah, a lot of fast thinking, fast thoughts, fast ideas, um, potentially quick money movements as well. And I have to say this carefully, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but as Mercury is about monetary exchange, and it's fuels Gemini, Gemini's air sign is quick movements, there may be quick monetary exchanges as well. And as I do focus on like crypto astrology for entertainment purposes only TikTok, I do see the market getting more volatile, but we'll leave that to for Sunday. But this just doesn't mean crypto as well. You could be in any field doing anything, and it could even be consumerism. You're quick to consume, you probably had your eye on something you wanted to furnish in your home for a while, and this quick movement, this quick decision to be like, yeah, I'm just doing this now because it's taken such a long time. So that could be a potential coming up, but there are quick movements when it comes to communication. But it's also important to make sure you are listening deeply as you're communicating. That's going to be important when it comes to this season, but there's going to be a lot on your and it's going to be a lot on your mind. A lot of things may um how can I put it, may weigh heavy on you and you need to express yourself. You may be using your words a lot more, whether that is through text, email, face to face, if you do content online or anything like that. But you'll be using a lot more of your words to express yourself whilst also listening deeply to others. Or when I say whilst also, it's important to make sure you are listening when those are expressing themselves, if that comes up in your reality. It's not going to be for everybody, but that ultimately is what I'm seeing. Thoughts racing, ideas pulsing, and being in that Gemini energy of indecisiveness. I feel it's going to be important to hone down and hone in on that as well, so your mind doesn't wander in so many places and then you don't do anything. I do feel without that lack, or with a lack of self-expression, um, you may feel heavy. Is the best way I can put it. You may feel heavy without that self-expression, whether that is just getting something off your chest, or you're communicating, I don't know, a business idea with anybody, or your own thing, you're getting your voice out there. So what I will say is, if, especially if you've been feeling called to actually speak up on something, um, then do it. Trust yourself during this time. Confirmation back. Like, definitely trust yourself and pay attention to your thoughts. There will be a lot of thoughts, and that Gemini energy, it's about choosing which one to entertain and to then manifest into your reality. I feel there will be choice through communications and conversations that may come up during now going into mid-July, before the Cancer energy actually kicks in. Pay attention to the conversations that come up, um, for sure. Definitely pay attention, because there's more people here. I just wanted to say I will be giving mini birth chart readings. You can pick 3 out of the, is it 10 or something I do, and we can go over it if you wanted it, but you will see how it goes. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to the transits. As I've shown, there's literally only one transit happening this cycle, which is the sun moving into Gemini on the summer solstice. After that, other than that, should I say, it's just the moons. So we're going to get into the moons right now. Um, the moon is the mover of our emotions. It gets our energy in motion. So on the 16th, our moon starts on the 15th in Capricorn. Okay, as you can see here. And I didn't explain, these are all the luminary positions. This is where they are, okay, right now. The only one retrograding is Pluto. That's the only one retrograding right now. This is where it is right now. You can check for yourself. You can grab a calendar, 10% off. Someone got it today, so I was super grateful. But anyway, what was I saying? The moon, it starts off in Capricorn. Then on the 16th, we then move to Aquarius. We move to Aquarius. On the 18th, we then take ourselves into Pisces. And it's interesting because if you've seen my videos before, not all the time, but sometimes the moon takes its Cetus watery dip. It has its Cetus watery dip. And in our last video on Thursday, I was talking a lot about the Cetus watery dip. As Venus, where is she? Venus took her Cetus watery dip. But the moon's not doing it this cycle. So it is fascinating to observe. It doesn't happen every cycle. But it goes into in Pisces on the 18th. Then on the 21st, we then have, can anyone guess? Our moon goes into lovely Aries. Lovely Aries. So what does this mean? Let me move out the way. So the moon, as I said, is the mover of your emotions. It gets your energy in motion, energy moving. It's very feminine. It's very intuitive and things of that nature. And what moon do we have? So we are moving from a full moon, as you can see, TikTok. The 11th, Wednesday, yesterday was our full moon, and it started in Ophiuchus and went in Sagittarius. How was that like for you? This is where I feel it's important to observe. How was you feeling yesterday? What came up for you? Because the Sagittarius energy and the Ophiuchus energy was potent, and what I was potentially seeing, and it did happen for me. Literally what I says in my last video, but your emotions would have probably been moving you to oh hi, to focus on, have your how can I put it? Your precision, basically have your precision, your vision, focus. You're just like, okay, this is the direction I'm ready to go in. You may have had more clarity around that. Your emotions may have been moving you in that way. um and again, that clarity would be different for everybody. So just observe that, reflect that for yourself. How was you feeling yesterday? How was your emotions moving you? But anyway, shit, what was I saying? So we're moving into, from the 18th, we will be moving into our third quarter moon. Can you see TikTok? So third quarter moon, YouTube, our third quarter moon we'll be moving into on Wednesday. So what does this mean? Pretty much until Wednesday, our emotions are moving us primarily more on gut feelings, intuition, things that just feel right to us, because the moon is, will be more illuminated up until we get to the 18th, and then it's just half. Okay, so, and welcome YouTube, more people have joined me. So I do want to say, if anyone did want a free mini birth chart reading, your girl is going to do that. Shit, can I even do it on two phones? Anyway, we'll figure that out later. So our emotions will be moving much more based on a lot our intuition, gut feeling, because the moon is more illuminated. However, from when we reach the 18th of June onward, the moon is half and half. We're getting a half moon, so our emotions, our energy put in motion, will be moving based on like half logic, half reason, and half gut feelings and intuition. So do keep that in mind when it comes to your emotions. But we're starting off in Capricorn at the beginning of the cycle anyway. So our emotions will be moving us based a lot around stability, structure, support, things of that nature, towards a long-term goal. Um go to bed. Who, you can go to bed if you want. You got to go to bed. Good night then, love. Good night. Yeah, so our emotions will be moving us a lot based on stability, structure towards long-term goals. Your, what you may feel, you may really just hone into where you want to go in life and how you're going to build up that foundations. Your energy may push you in that direction to carry out tasks, to get that done, or it just may be pure feeling. It may just be pure feeling, and your feelings are, you, yeah, I'm tired. I am tired, but if I don't do it, I won't get it done. Like I says, you people probably won't know on TikTok, but my YouTube family, I was doing this consistently, and then life was life in since last year May, and I threw off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling this energy to share my voice, so I'm just doing it. Okay. So, um, what was I saying? This is my self-expression. As I was talking about this Gemini energy coming in, because we've already got Gemini all up in the show. Our Mercury is in Gemini, our Jupiter is in Gemini today. Today, our, where is it? Something else was, oh no, just the two. But this Gemini energy is coming in. So this is why I'm just trusting myself anyway, because I naturally felt like this. So yes, I may look tired, I may look finished, but your girl makes calculated choices. So anyway, um, That's what I'm seeing coming up. Our emotions will be based around that stability. How am I going to do this? I'm focused on this goal. How do I feel about this? Um, I how can I make this strong and long lasting? And of course, this is going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different for everybody. So then we're moving then from Capricorn into Aquarius on the 16th. Yeah, on the 16th. What day is that? The Monday. So straight on the 16th, the next day, our emotions are moving us more towards um this Aquarian energy. So sociability may be part of that. Okay. Sociability as Aquarius is quite sociable. It can be, for those it wants to be sociable for. Your emotions may move you to think more entrepreneurial, or if not entrepreneurial, quite unique, because Aquarius is very unique in the ideas that comes out of Aquarian energy. So your emotions may lead you to think on that, which then builds on the Capricorn energy, as your emotions were pushing you towards this long-term goal that you may have this burning desire in within you. Um, yeah, it may push you to think of this unique idea or to bring you back to your unique idea. It will be different for everybody. And for you to give back in some type of way. This could literally just be communication, or it could be your own product idea, or anything of that nature. But you're giving something back in your emotions, and that could just be time. So, this is why I say communication. And again, it all falls into this Gemini energy as that moon does enter before the sun. But like I said, Mercury is already in Gemini, Jupiter is already in Gemini. This Gemini energy is ready to literally expand. And as the sun enters Gemini, expansion is going to happen even more. 3 3 3 3 new energies up in this place, energies following the coil. But yeah, so it is building something here, something is building. And as the moon, your emotions, your energies pushing you in a certain direction, goes into Pisces on the 18th. um it's like you're then, the way I see Pisces, which is quite amazing actually. Pisces is the first and the last sign. Okay, and why is this? Because Pisces is, it's the water element. It's basically like you're in the waters of the womb when you're in this Pisces energy. The waters are the waves lengths. Like I always say, water is connected to everything. That's why Pisces can be that little bit the delusional crazy one. Not fully crazy, but delusional. Um, because it has that energy of connection to everything. It's the ability to choose the frequency or the wavelength that you're ready to operate on. Um, so your emotions are entering into the water space. You're entering into that zone that is connected to everything and all. You then, past emotions may come up as the moon fuels your emotions. Past emotions may come up because you are then reflecting. And I always say this, but Pisces being that last zodiac sign, in life, what we're in, we are meant to spiral. We're meant to spiral up and out. But the hologram literally just has you on a loop. You're just looping round and round. And they try and keep you on a loop as long and as much as possible. But we are meant to spiral, and Pisces is a part of that. Cetus and Ophiuchus are a big part of this spiraling, that leveling up, but Pisces as well. Why? Because we go back to the waters, being in the waters, attuning yourself to the right frequency. So your emotions may bring you to past things may come up. Why? Because you are, like, you know how they say, especially when it comes to just manifestation or life or things of that nature, your brain doesn't know it's experiencing it. So if you're there sitting there thinking of it, like if I think about I'm doing some hard ass core exercise workout right now. My body's thinking I'm doing that. And no lie, that's what I do sometimes. It's a little cheat sheet, but anyway. Um, you're reliving that moment. So emotions, past things may come up. Your body doesn't really know I'm not living it right now, but you're in the waters, your energy, your emotions are in the waters. Do you want to operate up so you can have that awareness and bring you back to be like, nah, let me reflect on this. This is how I responded. It could be anything, but this is how I responded. I didn't really like it, or I did like it. Past things may come up. Your emotions will literally move you to reflect on these things, to then and then attune yourself to different frequencies in alignment with your own creativity, as that's what Pisces is, in alignment with bringing in your own wisdom and creativity on what happened during the past cycle before you're literally leveling up to go back around the spiral again. um yeah. So you'll be attuning yourself to what you're ready, your emotions are ready to then attract on your next spiraling round, getting rid of what you don't want, keeping what you do want, while incorporating the wisdom that you gained along this whole data collection vibe. Um, and also expressing that in your own way. So that's what I'm seeing when the moon, our emotions are moving into Pisces. We then, after the summer solstice on the 21st, the moon then moves into what? Aries. So from my perspective, this is when you've been birthed out of the waters, the Pisces. You know, you've attuned yourself to the frequencies you're ready to experience. You then enter the fire element. The fire, the flame kicks in when you've come out of your mother's birthing canal. And the blood, well, the blood's pumping, but you know what I mean? The breath comes. Fire is the breath, as well as spirit, but you know what I mean? So this fire element comes out. You've been birthed through your mother's birthing canal. This is your vessel, your outward vessel. So when it comes to Aries, this is why it represents your first house being the body. It's a full representation of your body. So physical appearance is a big part when it comes to Aries, whether that is literally exercise or, you know, external type of looks, how your body looks basically. But it's also what people know you as, first house. Okay, so your emotions will be moving you in this first house energy, this new flame, passion, fire. So this is where we're going to synchronize it all together now with the sun moving into Gemini. And as I said, there's going to be a lot of quick movements, quick energy exchanges, when an energy exchange from your thoughts to how you're communicating with others, to how you're giving your energy to others, and to how you're exchanging monetary exchange as well for entertainment purposes. Only TikTok. I swear, TikTok's so sensitive. For those who don't know, we are live on both. Okay, because technology. But anyway, so our emotions will be moving us in this first house type of energy, all based on who you're communicating, exchanging your energy with now. These new, your emotions will be moving you, having that new fresh flame, fire, spark. Because Aries being the first fire sign, it gets excited, like, yes, a new idea, I'm ready to do it. Why? This Gemini energy, which is already creeping in, so this could be happening for some people already, slowly coming in, but it's going to pick up speed when the sun enters Gemini on the summer solstice. Whatever communication or thought that comes in, that may come in really quick, your emotions, your energies moving in the motion of this new fresh passion, flame, desire, this new idea that you probably want to even express first house. So keep that in mind. Whatever communications, conversations, even thought ideas that may pop into your head, slowly coming in now up until like the rest of June, going into July, you may want to show some of that first house. It may be ideas that you're ready to show first house. This could be through your job, for your career, whatever you do, whether you're online or not online, whether it's just family and friends who know that that's what you're doing, but you're ready to potentially show it first house, this fresh idea that could come in literally from a thought alone or through conversation of who you're having with somebody. Um, and again, you're ready to show it first house. This quickness has come in. Like I says, this Pisces energy, you've attuned yourself, you've took notes, you've reflected on how you do not want to, or the frequencies you do not want to vibe on, and you've attuned yourself to this newness with new conversations coming in, getting ready to show up fresh. This newness that you've attuned yourself to most likely has something to do with an a unique idea, an idea in some way where you want to give back potentially. And it could come through connections, whether that's friendship or who you're talking to. So it all synchronizes together. And take a deep breath. So that's basically what is happening for this cycle. I do want to clarify with the tarot. I do want to clarify and potentially bring in, yeah, it's like a lot. Your drive and passion. We're just going to touch base quickly on the present location of the luminaries. But with Mars being in Leo, your natural drive and passion is based on things that, again, fire sign, things that you're truly passionate about, things that come from the heart center, as Leo is based in the heart center, and things that you kind of want to just, you want to be confidently yourself in doing it. So your natural drive and passion is about that. And again, that can bring in certain conversations which could move quickly to bring you closer to what Saturn being in Aquarius. Again, this is based off the visible sky, but Saturn being father time, you've been spending a lot of time on something. You've been spending a lot of time that may have something to do with what, like wanting to confidently, your drive and passion, wanting to confidently bring that out, coming from the heart space. With Pluto being in Capricorn, which is happening for the entire collective, um, that's a very off-topic question, cyber solutions, but I'll answer that in a moment. So, but with Pluto being in Capricorn, and like I said, mainstream astrology will say it's in Aquarius, but it's not in Aquarius. But don't believe me, check for yourself, okay? Don't believe me. And it's retrograding. We are technically, we're transforming our foundations and stability right now as an entire collective and you personally. And we are in the retrograde energy. So we're going back over and doing the things we've missed during this retrograde time. And some of the things that we may have missed, or say missed, didn't have the time to do, so we're doing it, can, like, whatever connections may be coming in through communication and whatever thought processes may help this transformation while it's in retrograde season before it moves forward again. So yeah, someone asks cipher solutions just while I shuffle to clarify if I'm chatting. Has anyone asked? No. People on TikTok just like, go to bed. Yeah, I'm just gonna give myself some likes on TikTok because why the fuck not? So anyway, cyber solutions asked, people on YouTube, can you give your girl a like, please? It will just help the algorithm. Thank you. Is gematria even real? So me personally, my perspective on gematria, I pronounce it wrong all the time. I'm like gematria. It's like it's so wrong. But anyway, my perspective of gematria is Our hologram that we're in is run off numbers. Everything is numerical, okay? So even when it breaks down to the astrology, it all falls into numbers. And anyway, it's geometry, it's code. So when it comes to gematria, it's basically the coding of the things that are happening around us. So everything has a code. Down to me literally shuffling these cards right now has an energetic and numerical code. To allow this to happen. So that's basically everything. Down to my name has a numerical code, down to the phone that I'm using, down to TikTok, it has a numerical code, down to YouTube. So that is my, and I saw the 10 of cups at the top of the deck. Full emotional fulfillment. So that's my perspective of Dramantria. So I do see it as a real thing because our hologram is based off of numbers. Okay, so coming back to the tarot and with all the astrology, can thou clarify what's happening from the cycle 15th to 21st with our summer solstice and the sun entering Gemini in the sky? What's happening for the collective? What do we need to know? Do we need to know anything? Everything? And cyber something? I hope that clarified. What do we need to know? It's got a little bit messy there. The Empress fell out. What does the collective need to know? Okay. Oh, we do have the Two of Cups, but it's in reverse, so that was a little bit interesting. The way the Empress fell out as well, I saw it reversed, but it's like it fell out. If I pick it up, it's most likely going to be upright. What's that? Ace of Swords. Oh, all I'm going to say is be careful with what's coming in. Ace of Swords in reverse. Things are popping up in reverse right now. Oh, gosh. That. Let me do that again. I feel this is part of the decisiveness of Gemini coming through. I feel decisions are going to be important. Things may not be clear. Why? Things may not be clear. Come on, do we have any other messages? Things may not be clear because of... Well, we do have the Nine of Swords in reverse, so that's a little bit positive. But then the King of Wands. What is this message? Pick up this. Oh gosh, no. Empress in reverse came up twice in reverse. I'm going to just say, you need to choose wisely this cycle. I'd say, I saw the... Oh, what did I just see then? Choose wisely this cycle. That's what's coming through. I feel there's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of choices, possibly a lot of decisions. So it's about choosing wisely. Things will move quickly. But does quickly mean in your favor? Oh, it was Seven of Cups. It came out reverse, but picking it up, it's... Oh, I'm scared. Right. I think that's it. Do we have any more? Do we have any more to save the day? Be slow on your decisions. Things aren't moving quickly. Chariot in reverse. Be slow. And you know something I'm going to say, just based on all these cards. Based on all these cards. Like, even though I'm saying this energy now, the moons are definitely the moons, but keep in mind the sun just enters there on the last day of the cycle. So what I'm seeing is take next cycle easy. Don't be too quick to make decisions. And you may have to like thoroughly decide and choose. Um Gosh, okay. It's like a bittersweet thing. This came up in reverse. The Chariot, everything in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. But do you want to know what? The Seven of Cups in reverse. So the Seven of Cups upright basically means wishful thinking, self-indulgence, too much choice. There is going to be too much choice, but fantasizing about what you can achieve, high expectations, putting off the inevitable. But it's in reverse. So this is telling me there isn't wishful thinking or self-indulgence happening. The too much choice, I feel a lot of choices are going to come up, but bear in mind this energy is for the entire month, this sun energy. So it's kind of like as we're moving into it, this cycle, as we're focused on this cycle, there won't be a lot of choices. So just stick to what you need to stick to. Okay. There again, and why I say quick energy, because if it's upright, it's about fantasizing about what you can achieve, but it's in the reverse. So the fantasy is not there. Ideally, it's doing, you're putting in some action there instead of putting off the inevitable. We've then got, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So, jeez, connections or sexual attraction may not be there or established. I really feel it's a focus on you type of thing. It's a focus on you type of thing. But again, this is going back to just this cycle. So this cycle alone, connections may not be happening. Yet I do feel with this Gemini energy coming in strong, connections are going to come eventually, conversations and things of that nature, but not this cycle. So take it easy with yourself. We'll move to the swords now, or the wands, whatever comes up first. We don't have any pentacles. We don't have any. Okay, wands. We have the King of Wands, Knight of Wands coming up in reverse. Thank you for the likes, people. Hey, hi Ben. Hey. So the Knight of Wands came up in reverse. What's this about? Impetuous, foolhardy, adventurous, gift of the gab, charming, insensitive, seductive, lustful, accomplished, exaggerated, rogue. So basically, it's giving like you're keeping yourself more to yourself, not throwing yourself out there like that, making yourself known. I feel it goes back to you're not in this wishful thinking type of energy. You're actually doing. So you're not going to be out there shouting to the world, even though first house energy does appear, but you're not going to be shouting to the world about what you're doing. That's what I'm getting from the Knight of Wands in reverse. Now we've got two swords, the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords in reverse, from what I can remember straight off of my head, is things may not be so clear. Okay, this cycle, no, not the, yeah, this cycle from the 15th to the 21st of June, things may not be clear. So if that is the case for you, don't beat yourself up. You may not know the way forward and cutting through illusions. And I feel, I personally feel this is because it's a lot of this Gemini energy of indecisiveness. We're deciding, what am I going to do? So the clarity isn't fully there. Okay, it's not fully there. That's why you're not going to be out there shouting to the rooftops like, hey, look at me, being basically a fool about it. Yeah, the clarity is not there. You're not in wishful thinking. You're probably putting in some work, but the full clarity may not be there. So I'll just say trust yourself and sit with whatever comes through. That's what I'm gonna say. And we've got the Nine of Swords as well. And again, because the clarity just isn't really there, and we've got the Two of Cups, like when it comes to connections and things of that nature, with all this Gemini energy and potential indecisiveness, you may be literally thinking in your head, is this connection right? If connections come in, um, and things of that nature, and it's just not going to be clear. So do keep that in mind. If conversations and connections do come up, you may not have that clarity just yet. So just don't be quick to jump out there and be impetuous and things of that nature. But we do have the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is looking positive, TikTok and YouTube. So the Nine of Swords upright, it basically means sleepless nights, guilt, overwhelmed with worries, wishing if only, regretting the past, obsessive thinking, refusing to forgive, but it's in reverse. So this is basically telling me the sleepless nights are over from that last period of phase of stuff. Um, Sleepless nights are over. You're not feeling guilty or overwhelmed with what you need to do. Um, there's no regret there, which is interesting, very interesting. Yeah, you're keeping yourself to yourself for sure. Then we have the Empress. You're keeping yourself to yourself. You're really focused. Your thoughts are going to be heavy. We've got the Empress and the Chariot in reverse. So let's take a look at that. What's the Empress? 3. And the Chariot is 7. So the Empress is about abundance, female vitality, sensual pleasure, nurturing, feeling good about life, connecting to nature, mothering others, creative and material reward. So this to me is just kind of telling me for this cycle, the rewards possibly aren't coming in just yet. It's just not coming in. And this is why, again, I feel you're in this zone of you're not like throwing yourself out boastfully up there. And it's because clarity is still needed, even though you're not in this sleepless night, regretful type of energy. The fruits just aren't coming in yet. So ultimately, you're just keeping yourself to yourself, is what I'm seeing. And just the Chariot being in reverse alone, it's like the movement's coming, but it's not just there. I feel this cycle is really about directing where your energy is going. Again, it's going back to Pisces, moon being in Pisces. You are focusing on which wavelength to resonate on. Okay, which wavelength to resonate on. When you're doing that, you don't need super fast movements. The super fast movements is coming. It is coming as this Gemini energy kicks in. However, this happens at the end of the cycle, like I says, but from Monday basically to Sunday, Saturday, I feel it's more steady energy in your mind, a lot of reflection coming up, a lot of what shall I do? What shall I choose? Which direction am I going in? So I do feel you're going to be in your head a lot. You're not going to be boastful and out there. This is why full connections potentially isn't going to be made this cycle, as the Two of Cups is there. So the focus isn't on another person. So if you're chatting to somebody, stop it. Stop it. No, I'm joking. But the attention isn't there, it's on yourself. Like you're in a position, and I feel it's because we're focusing how to move your energy. That's the most important thing right now. So yeah, because things aren't going to be too clear. Okay, it's not going to be too clear. So just keep that in mind. And even though things aren't clear, the worrying and guilt and stress is over, though. You just need to focus on yourself. ultimately. You need to focus on yourself. You're going to be very realistic. You're going to be realistic. And again, that makes sense. As I've shown you with the moon, um, we're getting our half moon on the 18th, and we're moving, our emotions will move us more into the logic side of things. So yeah, that makes sense. Oh, take a deep breath. That is basically what I'm seeing happening next cycle. Ultimately, it might be a little inward journey where you're reflecting on a lot of things. You're moving more practically, more rationally. The extra worrying should be coming to a close if you are worrying anyway. And yeah, things may not be clear. This is why you just need to sit with yourself and not have too many outside distractions. If someone is trying to force a connection quickly this cycle, I'd say don't trust that. I mean, do what you're doing at the end of the day. But if you're getting a feeling in your body that's just like, nah, I feel forced, I feel this isn't in full alignment, then I'll say 100% trust that feeling, because it just may not be the time. The time is you right now, knowing what you want to focus on and align yourself with. Okay. So yes, let's take a deep breath. And we're just going to come back to the present moment right now. Oh, I need to clip my back. I need a massage. So the present moment, all that is happening, can you see at the bottom of the board? The moon right now is in Sagittarius, and we do have our Jupiter going into Gemini right now as we speak. So our emotions may be moving us more in a focused direction. We're gaining our clarity and precision as the moon is in Sagittarius right now. Our emotions are focused more on our own personal philosophy. Travel could be up there. Like, I swear, I was looking at different places to go to today. My emotions, my energy was looking in that direction. I was focused on doing this. Like, someone on my TikTok says, "You look done, go to bed." Yes, your girl is tired. But I said to myself, if I miss this video as I did it last Thursday, then that's a whole cycle I'm just going to keep missing, potentially. I was like, I just need to do it, because even though I feel tired when I speak on this, when I share my perspective on it, I'm not saying anyone needs to do it or listen to me, but if you're here, I guess you resonate. But it gives me life. So again, that was my emotions directing me in this particular direction with Sagittarius, a focus type of thing. So just sit and observe. How are you feeling? How have you been feeling today? That would be interesting to just observe. And again, your girl is late, but a diary will be out very soon where you can have every single transit that is in the calendar, and you can just write what happened to you that day and then see if it aligns with the sky machine above us. See if it aligns with the sky machine. But yeah, we do also, as I said, have Jupiter entering into Gemini. So this Gemini energy is being amplified. Okay, it's being amplified. So even though I do feel this cycle is a cycle of more inwardness, well, not fully inward, but really focusing on what you want to resonate with, the wavelengths you're ready to operate on. Jupiter is ready to expand quickly, this Gemini energy. So I do feel there may be quite a lot of energetic exchanges happening where you have to really sit and reflect. Do I want to exchange with this? Do I want to continue? And things of that nature, because Gemini is ready to expand. The quickness will pick up. And take a deep breath. And that's basically it, people. Shit, it's so past 12. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for this cycle. Trust yourself ultimately at the end of the day. Do give your girl a like, a thumbs up. I am feeling just a bit tired now, but like I said, I do really want to get into just offering mini birth chart readings at the end of these lives. But I've been on live for 55 minutes. I'm a bit tired, which I don't mind, but I'm not sure if anyone wants a free mini birth chart reading, so we'll probably do that in the next video. But ultimately, trust yourself, and do please check out the calendar, people. Like I says, it finishes March 2026. That's when it finishes because it follows the zodiac year. There's physical and digital copies available. So if you don't want the physical one, there's digital instant download. If you want the physical one, I'll send it to you. I've got loads. And yeah, it follows the sky fully, and there will be a diary available soon. I know it's late, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm not going to let that stop me. So I feel it will be really good to fully analyze. And to be honest, I was doing that last year with last year's calendar and diary. So I need to get it out because it helps when you can look back at it, if that's something you like to do. So yeah, I'm not letting life me anymore, and I'm trying to get in control of life. So with that being said, if nobody has any questions, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. The moon in reverse. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, just give a like on the video to support that way, or grab a calendar, or you can grab a full reading if you want. I do offer birth chart readings, so that is available. Or just check out my other videos. But yeah, if nobody wants a reading, your girl will hop off and get to bed. I'm not going to go live on my other channel. I'm just going to go to sleep. But yeah. Anyway, my YouTube fam, Angel out. Bye. I'll see you next Thursday. Your girl is doing this more consistently. I'm going to do my best. So I'll see you next Thursday, but make sure you check out Good Crypto Angles podcast and stay tuned for the other videos coming out. Okay. Stay tuned for Crypto Angles podcast because crypto is looking very interesting right now. Very interesting. So yeah, I'll see you on Sunday. Au revoir, YouTube fam.